Ready for a no meat, no egg, no dairy, fast, low cost, little energy to make, great tasting meal? Then let's make one. Hello, it's pizza time. I'm trying out this new crust, so I figured why not make a video at the same time. This is going to be a vegan ball pizza. It's going to have oyster mushrooms, beautiful, gorgeous asparagus, fresh basil, fresh green onions, garlic. Always got to have garlic. I've already oiled my edge just a little bit so it crisps up on this pizza crust. It's a very thin. I'm trying a thin crust here. This is a pre-made crust, so I just want to see how it comes out. So let's get started. Okay, so first thing I'm gonna do is lay down some garlic on here. Probably should help to have a bit of a fork to do that with. Okay, so I like to just spread this around, get some everywhere, just as enough on every slice is the way I like to do it. You don't have to have like major coverage. It's gonna, just get some of these beautiful pieces in here everywhere, kind of get it even. So it just lays out nicely like that. Beautiful. Okay. I've got my oven already preheated to 450 and my pizza plate is in there, pizza stone. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna just break these up with a knife a bit. So just make some nice pieces out here, just like that. These are gonna go. I use two different types or two different companies that make great vegan balls. This one is twice as many for the little bit less protein than the other ones. The other ones are larger and they just have a little bit more protein. So just two different manufacturers, but I thought this one would work best for here. The texture is different on this one too, slightly. So as you can see, I've got them nicely chopped up there. So we're gonna just spread this out around evenly all over the pizza. The flavors are just great. On both brands, the flavors are amazing. Oh man, just so good. They just did such a good job on these. So I like to get this everywhere. So it's just like making, I don't know if you ever made a regular old style, like meatball pizza, but it's the same thing. Like, you just get this around so you can have a little bit on every slice. So evenly put that out. You can see how that looks. Pretty good. Okay. And so let's get some mushrooms going here. I just take these little, because these are oyster mushrooms, they have these little flowers or whatever you want to call them, petals. I don't even know what you call them on an oyster mushroom. Even the stem parts are great. Everything is good. I just love oyster mushrooms. I love the texture of them. They're really great. And they're not pre-cooked here at all. I'm going to put a bunch of them on because I really, really like them. They're fantastic. Pretty much cover the pizza. You know how stingy they are with mushrooms when you go order up a mushroom pizza. I like to make sure there's enough stuff here everywhere. Yeah, just get it everywhere, even a few more. I've got quite a bit of this, so let's fill in the gaps. Oh yes, that is just, oh wow, look at that. Can you see that? Just beautiful. Okay, now let's get the asparagus on. In this case, I'm going to cut below the tips a bit. So right about, I usually go halfway down. If you go any further than half, asparagus gets very stringy at the bottom. So I'm just going to take it right about here, like that. And then I'm going to kind of lay these around in here all over, just to make sure that just about every slice gets a piece of asparagus in it of some sort. So something that looks just like that. Very good. Okay, now I'm gonna chop up some green onions in here. I just go around. This is the easiest way to do this. You could cut it all up and then sprinkle it with your fingers too as well. But I just prefer kind of getting it all over the place like that. This is just looking fantastic. Oh, and then I'm going to take, now I'm not putting the basil on until after. I just like doing that on my pizza because I love the basil when it's freshly cut on top of the cooked pizza. So I'm not doing that, but I am doing the cilantro here at this point. And again, I just let this stuff pop off of here and it kind of jumps around the whole place, real nice. I am cooking the cilantro. Sometimes I will do this as well undone. So there's the cilantro on it. Wow, look at that. Oh, is that going to be beautiful with the basil on top? I just hope this crust works really well, but we're going to find out. I don't think it's going to be bad. So I'm going to do a little trick here, which I love to do, is one, I'm going to put a little bit of salt and pepper on it for seasoning, not a lot. As you can see, this is very fine, nothing. There's no ton of salt here at all. That may be 1/4 of a teaspoon. And then I like a little pepper. So I'm going to put that on here a little bit. Now remember, the vegan balls have flavoring and everything in them as well. I like to drizzle a little bit of olive oil around on top of all the other stuff since I have it underneath. That ding was my oven, so I'm going to refire it one more time. And a little trick. So the mushrooms obviously were not cooked. They didn't have anything on them, neither is asparagus. So I take granulated garlic and I just do a little tiny sprinkling of that all over the top of this. So that gets on all the veggies and everything, as well as the garlic underneath. And that just sort of seasons it a little bit. Remember, the basil is going to go on after I pull it out. And let's get all this stuff on, onions on there. And it's ready to go in. That's it. That's simple. Look at it. Just take, can you see that? I hope I don't want to tip it up where it falls apart, but that is just gorgeous. It smells amazing. Okay, it's going to go in. That's it. Okay, that's going to cook. And I'll be back. Okay, I'm back. There it is. Is that beautiful or is that beautiful? That, oh, if you could just smell that, it's incredible. Okay, let's put on the fresh basil. Top it off. Is that just gorgeous? I'm telling you, you cannot imagine what that smells like, how good that is. I'm FOODMAKER V. And remember, the best investment you can ever make is the investment in your health. I'll see you next time.